guys. Okay, it will be a 2-minute. So welcome back everyone for the final session, the pitching session. And we're just waiting for the last few people to come through, and then I'll be announcing the first of the pitches, which will come from Francesco Ferro, PAL Robotics. Okay. I think, Francesco, we might as well get started because otherwise we're going to be... So, welcoming Francesco Ferro on stage. The first pitch.
Just space. Okay, I have 1 minute, 3 minutes? 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Okay, I hope that you take a long break. You drink a lot of coffee because I will show you beautiful robot today. So I'm Francesco Ferro, the CEO and the owner of PAL Robotics. That is an SME based in Spain. We have also a branch in Italy and in France. Okay, these are the development that we did in the last 20 years. Actually, this year we are doing the 20 years, and we are fully compromised with service robotics. So we need AI. This is the message. We just listened in the last hours that we are doing, or we would like to do, the European things in order to make LLM, and we need this kind of algorithms in order to make our robots more intelligent. So the idea is we would like to do different use cases. We have from one side biped robotics. We are the only company doing biped robotics robots here in Europe. And then we have mobile manipulators that is not only for industry, but it's also for healthcare. And now we are opening also the agriculture, you will see later on. And mobile bases with intralogistics. And you can see the orange robot that I used to call the fridge on a wheel. That is for inventory, autonomous inventory robots. So we are working with retailer. So the robot is doing autonomous navigation with people in the retailer shop. So the biggest success that we had is with Decathlon, that is a French big company about sport, one of the global leader, and we are already around 200 robots in 13 countries nowadays, working every day doing inventories. So here you can see some of the use cases and development that we did. I didn't put the video, but if you go to our webpage, we have also a YouTube channel. You can see beautiful video about this kind of use cases. And you can see that from one side, there's the industrial environment that at the moment is quite important because collaborative robots are entering in manufacturing, okay? But also with people. So social robotics is one of the big challenges. And probably we are one of the few companies in the world that we did a lot of pilots here in Europe for elderly care and for healthcare. So there's a lot of use cases that we are trying to complete in healthcare. And this is, for this reason, we need a little bit more speed. And so having a LLM that we could apply to robotics will be one of our dreams in order to have this kind of things done. We used to do European project. We have a strong know-how in R&D. We are very good in control, in robotics control, but also navigation. And we did a lot of integration from hardware and software. We believe in open source. So for this reason, we are very strong in ROS, that in Europe, not only Europe, but worldwide, is de facto standard middleware in robotics. And we have very strong know-how on that. And here there's the 4 different pillars where we did our collaborative project. So R&D from one side, then there's healthcare that I already showed to you. We put robots in hospitals, and we are doing real pilot in hospital, but also in the elderly care stuff. And this is the things. What we didn't touch is chirurgy, so we didn't do operation with our robots. But apart of that, we have a lot of use cases in healthcare, industry for sure. And agri-food is the new things. Now we have one project where we have one of our Thiago that is just cutting grapes in the real field. So I think that more or less I said what I have to say, that we're willing to have a project with you and push the limits of this AI. And I think that we have a lot of know-how about what has to be solved with these algorithms. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Francesco. Next speaker, Jean-Pierre Law.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So I am going to present you our work in Linagora around our proposition around Open LLM project. And my colleague already spoke to you a bit about that this morning, but I'm taking perhaps a more research-oriented side of the presentation. Yeah, so I am in charge of the research activities of Linagora, and a few words about Linagora. Linagora is a French SME. It's 25 years old company, and we are what we call in France entreprise à mission, which means that we have a mission, and this mission is to develop what we call good tech for good. And this good tech is mostly, regarding Linagora, it's mostly related to open source. So what we are doing in Linagora since 20 years relates to open source. We are participating to different research projects. One of them is called LLM for All. LLM for All is a French-funded ADR research project. It is mainly dealing with research topics such as continuous learning without catastrophic forgetting. And we are also participating to Horizon Europe research projects called Cortex-2, which Cortex-2 is dealing with virtual reality enriched with speech and natural language processing. So in Linagora, we initiate the Open LLM community, which has already been presented. It's an open and transparent collaborative ecosystem. So it's more than 650 people that group together and works around generative AI, large language models with the open source focus in mind. So you can join the community. I provide you with the link of the Discord. And what we already did in OpenLLM and in Linagora, we already developed foundation models. One of them is Claire. Claire is a continual pre-training, so meaning it's not a model from scratch. It's a pre-training based on Falcon 7 billion parameters. And we in order to build this model, which is more targeting conversational speech, we use a large amount of conversational data in French that we gather from our own background. And nowadays, what we are today training is a model which called Lucy. Lucy will be, since It's already running and training on the Janzé supercomputer. It is based on a very large, it's a from scratch model, and it's based on a very large amount of high quality French data that we gather. It's not the classical data coming from the web. It's more qualitative data, mainly based coming from OCR-based data. And we also add some data in English, and a bit in German and Spanish and Italian, and some code data. And all these data are open. All our models are providing with the data that we use to train them. Because we really think open source models mean models with not only with the weights, but also with the data that we use to train them. And moving to the project ID, so this is quite, let's say, high-level ideas, but we really aim to work on multimodals, trusted open generative AI models, because we think that it has been said already, but transparency and trust are essential for industrial application. Open source is a part of the game. It's not the only solution, but we really think it's a part of the game. We are also very interesting to work on a research side on beyond transformers model architecture. Nowadays, all the models are based on transformer, but there are some papers that illustrate new architecture that seems to provide many advantages regarding energy consumption and model size and so on. And of course, new modalities is also a research topic we want to address. And so what we are looking for, we are looking for academic or industrial partners with expertise on generative AI models architecture to address the second point of my objectives, and also to industrial organizations providing data and multimodal data. And obviously, we are looking for open organization, even if we have already some contact with some, but we are looking for new communities that share with us the idea behind open source AI. And so we are targeting the two research topics which has been presenting. And it is my last slide.
Thank you very much. So we have Wayne Cleghorn next. Is Wayne in the room? I'm just giving him a quick shout, see if there's anyone. Is Wayne there? No. Right, so I think we're just going to go with the next presentation. So the next presenter is online, is remote. It's going to be Majid Komedi. Majid, can you hear us? he is online. Majid, can you hear us? Right, in which case we're going to move on again. And we'll come back to you, Majid, if you rejoin. So it's Xavier Renom Porte, also remote. Okay. Xavier? Nope. Okay, move on again. I think it's Purvaya Associates, also remote, from Bino Loop. Ah, I see you're online. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you guys hear me as well?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay.
Perfect. Sounds good. So thank you so much for having me today. I'm Pavaja, one of the co-founder at Bino Loop. We are located in Calgary, based in Canada, and we're an AI startup that started about 7 months ago and doing research and applications in decision making using AI. We have developed, and if you can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So we recognize that there is a lot of manual processes and efforts within business organizations still to date. And one of the areas of focus is procurement for us. We know that procurement decisions are largely manual. They are made by human and often are slow and subjective. So what we've done is we've developed an AI agent leveraging generative AI that automates part of that, but a big part of our solution focuses on fairness of that evaluation and the data-driven part. And if you can go to the next slide as well. So what we've done is we've built Tally. Tally is one of the first co-pilot that's multimodal on the market. It can ingest anything from documents, video, and sound files, and provide an evaluation based on a rubric. Initially, this project came about with the Department of Defense in the US. We were helping them in developing a solution for them to assess video innovations around the world and provide a fair assessment of them, irrespective of the language barriers or any biases that usually happens when we have human in the loop. So Tally right now is being piloted as a pre-assessment tool for video pitches by the Department of Defense. And we're also working with other governments like Government of India that's piloting Tally as a RFP pre-assessment to make sure that there is explainability and transparency on how decisions are being made by the teams after the first pre-assessment is made. So Tally is, we made sure that it's grounded within the, we're using LLMs, but it's grounded within the submission. So everything that gets justified at the lowest level is related to the submission and referred back with references on where it found information within the document or the video. And where we're going with this solution is we are looking to build this in an autonomous fashion as well, and build a fleet around it, such as we are building Sam right now, which is our research analyst that will complement Tally as well. And if you could move on to the next one. Perfect, thank you. So in piloting Tally, we've seen a 75% decrease in the time it takes to review one application. A couple of use cases of Tally is in the innovation screening space, pitch application review, any kind of application or review that requires you to refer to a set of requirements, whether it's talent acquisition. And we found part of our research that we did initially is trying to benchmark and assess large language models that are open source and commercial market to see if it does a very good job in assessment. And what we discovered is for content generation is great, but for evaluation is very bad. And that's why we developed the Ascend method, which is a methodology that makes sure that we leverage the generative AI for some of the question answering, but the Ascend method makes sure that it removes the bias from the text and guarantees the explainability for the decision making. And if you go to the next slide. Perfect. So yeah, in terms of what we're looking for, we have despite being very new, we are getting great traction here in Canada and US. We would love to collaborate with partners in Europe as well and share our tool, pilot it with organizations. We're already working with 2 of the largest government in the world and would love to talk to more people and share our research findings with organizations like yours in Europe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Provaya, for the presentation. Before we move on, I'm just going to check if Majid is there. Can you hear me now? You are still in the room. One last time, Majid, can you hear us? Otherwise, we're going to have to move on. No, I'm afraid we're going to have to move on. Okay, so the next next pitch is going to be on site. So it's Yingqiang Zhang.
So there are still a lot of decision-making problems in practice that the current AI model cannot solve well. For example, how to allocate a resource among patients and the hospital in a fair and efficient way, and how to allocate jobs on different machines in smart manufacturing. And of course, how to design a route for parcel delivery such that cost minimized and also sustainable. So these problems are very difficult to be straightforward to solved by AI model because in principle, they are complex mathematical optimization problems. So therefore, traditionally and also currently, such problems are solved by individually specific algorithms designed by experts, right? So these solutions are not very robust, cannot handle uncertainty very well, and is not generic. So how about developing a foundation model that can be used to solve downstream different type of optimization problems with trustworthy solutions? So this is exactly what we are trying to do in my research team. So I'm Yingqiang Zhang. I'm associate professor from Eindhoven University of Technology. I'm leading a team of researchers working on this topic. So we have already some preliminary successful results on pre-training such AI large models on solving specific optimization problems. So we have scientific publication in the top AI and machine learning venues, and we also have several successful cases with industrial partners to test our algorithms with their user cases in manufacturing, warehousing operations, and transportation. And in addition, we're also interested in fine-tuning such AI models such that we can realize and balance different types of objectives such that our solution can be not only just efficient cost minimization, but also be fair and be robust. So currently, we are especially interested in these two course under class 4, I think 031, 032, extending capability of a foundation model, large language model to different to solve different problems, and also robust and explainable AI. If you are interested, if you see any opportunity to collaborate, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So Nima is next on site.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nima. I'm a research engineer. Thank you. Hello? Oh, that's loud. Hi, everyone. I'm Nima. I'm a research engineer at the Center for Process Innovation, or CPI. CPI is a research and technology organization that works on product and process optimization across a number of industries. And just this year we turned 20, and we have over 700 staff across the UK, across multiple sites, mainly based in the Northeast. To date, we've worked on 30 Horizon projects, and now that the UK is a full member of Horizon, hopefully more. I work for the Formulation Technology Center, and we work on integrating digital technology into industrial optimization projects, such as implementing soft sensors to predict key materials from existing sensors, and working on federated learning for industrial use cases. We work on the whole process from material discovery to analysis of materials, and also the manufacturing process, so both process optimization and also scaling up processes. And we operate across a number of key industries, such as pharmaceuticals, batteries, and tasty ones such as food and drink. And we offer key expertise in a number of areas, such as experimental validation of modeling and simulation, and access to full instrumented industry-standard lab equipment and process manufacturing pilot plants. We also offer expertise in industrial use case setup and coordination, and also the integration of explainable and trustworthy AI. And our key expertise areas are in areas such as DOE screening of formulations, predictive modeling and soft sensing approach, and advanced image analysis. So we work on combining digital technologies and process or product optimizations. Here I have two case studies which I'll briefly describe. On the left, we have our pilot plant based in Sedgefield. And for this project, we worked on developing machine learning models to utilize existing sensors. So instead of a company purchasing expensive hardware, they use machine learning models combined with existing sensors to measure key quality attributes. And on the right, we have adaptive DOE, where we're looking at closed-loop optimization using a high-throughput robots. And we're interested in working with Horizon calls for integrating explainable AI and trustworthy AI into systems and tools working collaboratively. Thank you. If you're interested in working with us or want to contact me, I've attached my contact details there.
Great. Thanks very much, Nima. And then we move back to online. So Federica de Curtis, can you hear us? Federica? Okay, we're going to move on. If you send us a message, we'll come back to you. So Bruce MacArthur is next, online. No. I don't think Bruce is online anymore. Okay, so next speaker is also online, Isagul. Isa, are you there? Yep. Hello, Isagul, can you hear us? Yes, I can see you. I think you're on mute. me just send her a message. Icicle, you're on mute. We can't hear you.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Sorry. Hi, everyone. This is Ayşe Gülçar. I'm a professor in Mechatronic Engineering Department at Fırat University in Turkey. We have previous experience with humanoid robots and the other mobile robots. In addition, we have a lot of experience with AI. We are using trustworthy AI and large language model for our robots for manipulation, locomotion, and navigation as well. We are interested in the call relating to generative AI and explainable and robust AI. We want to join the consortiums. We are planning to write a proposal. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so these are also remote without a presentation. So I had a comment from Babak in the chat as well, whether he could do a presentation. I think that's fine. I'll just add you to the end. So first person is Apurva Narayan. I do not think they are online. Okay, Shamak. Also, I don't think they're online. Aslin. Aslin was online. They're not online anymore. Yatarong. No. So it seems like a number of people have logged off. Rosita. No. Babak, are you there? I think you are. Hello. I don't think we can hear you. No, we can't hear you. No.
Now, hello?
Oh, yes, there we go.
Hello?
We can hear you.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Hello? 1, 2, 3. Oh, great. Can you hear me now? Awesome. So I can start. Now I cannot hear you. That's strange. Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present. I'm a senior scientist at the Kite Research Institute, which is the research arm of the Toronto Rehabilitation Institute, which is the largest adult rehab hospital in Canada and part of a network of hospitals affiliated with the University of Toronto called University Health Network. I'm also an associate professor in the Department of Computer Science at the University of Toronto and a faculty affiliate at the Vector Institute for AI. At Kite, I lead the aging team, which consists of more than 30 principal investigators and their respective research team.
teams. And my research applies computer vision and machine learning techniques in the development and evaluation of intelligent health monitoring and rehab technologies. For example, I've worked together with clinicians on installing cameras in long-term care homes and assessing how gait changes prior to falls and building predictive models, AI models that can look at gait patterns and predict older adults who are at the risk of falling in the short term, and also detecting facial expressions of pain for people with dementia who cannot verbally express their pain. I'm really interested in collaborating and joining forces on projects related to healthcare, particularly for providing ambient monitoring, long-term care homes, and senior care and applications of AIs in these areas.
Great, thank you very much, Babak. So I'm going to, just a final call for anybody else who wants to present. Majid, I've just sent you another message. We can try again, but this is your last chance, because otherwise we're going to close the event. Okay, Majid's going to try again. So,
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. If you can share the
Yes, we're just
slides.
working on the presentation. Okay, go ahead.
All right, perfect. Sorry for the issue. I'm Majid Komeidi. I'm an associate professor at the School of Computer Science at Carleton University here in Ottawa, and also a faculty member at the Institute for Data Science, and also a faculty affiliate with the Accessibility Institute at Carleton University, and director of the Intelligence Machines Labs. My research interest is in machine learning and related areas in computer vision and natural language processing. More specifically, area of interest for me is explainability, functional learning, and accessibility is another area that I'm interested. I'll talk more about it shortly. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yes, so my current research involves different items. One is leveraging LLMs to improve the performance of VLM models in a few shot settings. Another area that I'm working is about concept-based explanations, like explaining decisions of black box models using higher level human-friendly concepts. Another area related to explainability is about prototype-based methods. Prototypes are like explaining decisions by referring to similar samples from our training data to justify the decisions. Also, I would like to briefly talk about creative applications of LLMs and VLMs in accessibility in particular and explainability. Can you go to the next slide, please? One of the projects is called AVA. It's a chatbot that we have developed for assisting an assessment of functional limitations for disability services in post-secondary education. This chatbot interacts with the students with disability, asks some questions, and provide recommendations for accommodations like extra time or writing the exam in a quiet room and this kind of accommodations. This project is in early stage, but we are working on that, different techniques like fine-tuning more like traditional language models like BERT or retrieval augmented generation, RAG, and also in context learning. These are the kind of techniques that we are using in this project. Can you go to the next slide? All right. And another project is again about accessibility, is about communicating graphical information to individuals with vision impairment and blindness. So this is an example for bar charts. So the bar chart on the left is converted to the tactile representation on the right. So this is the one on the right is what can be printed with the special printers and buzzers. So blind people can use their fingertips to read basically these charts. So Bezier curve, bar chart, scatter plots. These are different types of plots that we have been working on. Other types of data include maps. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yes, so here is another example of our work on converting maps to tactile. These are Google Maps and are converted to the tactile model on the right. So we have been using like different GAN architectures, generative adversarial networks for basically doing this. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yes. And in more general, we are working on converting different types and objects to the tactile format. Here is like two examples of what we mean by tactile. Is a very simple format of the object that can be printed with embossers. And for this, we are using different techniques like GANs, diffusion models, text-to-image generation models like stable diffusion, and fine-tuning them with few shot samples. So if any of these projects and these research areas is of to interest to you, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Majid. And I think that was our final presentation. I don't think there's anybody else in the room who wants to present. So I'm going to bring this session to a close. I wanted to apologize to everyone for my terrible attempts at pronouncing all of your names, and I'll be practicing for next time. But thank you very much for your engagement. Hopefully you found the sessions really useful. Don't forget that the B2Match platform is open for the next few months, so there's plenty of opportunity there to continue trying to find partners or open consortia, and I suggest you all make best use of that. But for today, I think we're going to bring things to a close. Thank you very much for coming along and for networking with us, sharing your ideas. If you have any questions or follow-up, feel free to get in touch with me. And that's it. Thank you very much. I don't know if Cecile, you want to say anything?
Maybe to address the people up there. So just, yeah, again, thank you. And yeah, make sure that you bring on board the right people when you build a proposal and really focus on the requirement of the call. So that's critical. And it will be extremely challenging. You see the size of the project, and we need this size to make progress. So it is extremely challenging to prepare such proposals. So start building the consortium as soon as possible, and really focus on what is essential to build a consortium. Don't try to make it too big, too unmanageable, but bring the right expertise on board, and quality is of essence. So make sure that you have that in your proposal. Thank you all.
Great. Thank you to everyone. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
So you are, so this was colleague as well now? Yeah. So you are kind of startup in Paris? It's like more like okay, he mentioned that. What role are you appearing now? I mean, I heard this. Operationally. I'm now already involved in one company, which is like five people are core partners, including India and what is no, this is let's see, India, let's see, yeah, so one country small. I mean, I mean, the academic part is what also one commercial companies are well known for.
That's my impression. So challenging.
No, people, but I mean, so I grew up yeah, so now we have why I was interested. Several reasons why. There are not too many. ADR or the academic side. I'm not sure if the seriously, I mean, I know people on the other side.
That is,
Yeah. Even Chinese, I know. Not sure how much. One spin-off from Tsinghua University, right? Chinese MIT. So, and the company is called Zifu.
you can ask a few people. Looking
I'm just explaining Chinese. Yeah, no. It's one spin-off from Tsinghua. Zifu AI. 500. Yeah, they best they can do, they can approach you.
because there's so many.
Yeah, no problem. Data, no problem.
Yeah, I have a hard time chasing the
Everything fast, no processing power. And they have no chance of getting there. Spam and so on. You see, this is reality. I was saying, I mean, no, I'm very careful.
How is she?
I'm hesitant to invest into any kind of building LLMs from scratch because
The competition is
That's like a machine.
it's always good.
That's I know where you are. Yes, it's it's a nice building. It's a nice building. It's from here. Yeah, I say 20 minutes.
The same
It's not far. It's that way.
The structure needs to
Yeah, that was probably not worth it because you need high end someone.
they're using the same.
I would come anyway.
And then
We need to connect. Let's see if there's something that you know. Oh, pardon. Yep. Yes. Right now or? Good. A few minutes. What time is Francesco?
and it's so by the time we thought about getting there, got the clearance to hire the people. 9 o'clock. This time is.
Oh, that's okay.
yeah, so topics which I would like to invest. This is what's missing now for this 5, I don't know. Alpha is not promising. Let's see what they will do, right? I mean, yesterday I was watching this. I mean, this is true what, and you know. Want human, apparently, basically, one big hair.
saw your name on it.
Kareem. Yeah. She's the same as me, right? Co-chair of the working groups. Noza. She's director. Startup, then she was head of AI in IKEA. As well, big. But now she left IKEA. I mean, she's changing. Already in the 60s, she's changing jobs like like.
I was following the AI. I was in scars on my back.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get the definition of AI. It's all really nice.
I was
now we have a legal one.
I was head of the working group for definition of AI. This was like now. So in 2019 was 9 months to make it from scratch to reach consensus across 40 countries. Now we just changed 3 definitions. This lasted 8 months to reach consensus. It was 3 months battle for non-human. Months battle. I'm typically on the phone, and then they were shouting, crying almost, and then France, Sweden, human out, France was against,
Some of the things. What about the actual technology?
But in this particular case, the European Commission gave us deadline. There was some Friday evening in October. They said, well, if you deliver definition by this end of this Friday, then we will take it for AI Act. Otherwise, forget it. And then the last meeting was really tough. Yeah, sure. We are so close, Time I had to go to Antwerp. Almost,
So it's not a big, I'm getting the train back to London.
100 euro, right?
Relatives there.
120 euro, right? Yeah. Well, it's convenient. Center to center. Yeah, so you asked for OECD. OECD is data and trends. Everything was data related. So what's measurable, that part is ours. And OECD incident, AI incident monitor.
Yes, we're doing a bit of work around that. Some of that gets sucked in. So just so I'm in scientists. All these issues of trustworthiness, I do a lot of stuff on so standard.
How are you happy with that? It's kind of mentioned on the prominent spots, right?
Oh yeah,
right. This was always my impression in a way.
all have professional people. Well,
people like us, this is on top of everything. What us. But altogether, I mean, what I learned is digital evolution, right? When we started 2018, there was a bunch of people that hardly knew each other, or mostly not, speaking languages, especially there's some non-lawyers. Yeah. So this was very important. The first few meetings was no pub, no restaurants, nothing, and then they started doing this social, and then suddenly people got friends, and the trust went out, and then yeah. COVID didn't help, right? So we didn't need too much. And mostly what people like, we already have a strategy, right? We were all new, but talking heads, it was hard to organize. Except for blocks, unofficial blocks afterwards. You get named there. The rest is no name, not even OCB people are named. The H index is 0. They're not noted anywhere. Yeah.
C'est clair que pour nous contacter, ça vous aide.
Follow that sort of policy.